Hello everyone, in this video, I'm going to show you how to import data from a CSV file and clean it up in Google Sheets. Let's jump right in. First, open Google Sheets and create a new worksheet like this. If you want to rename it, just click the name in the top left corner and type a new one. Next, I will import the CSV file. Go to the File menu, then click Import. A dialog box will appear. You can either choose a file from your Google Drive or upload one from your computer. In this case, I will upload a CSV file from my computer. Select the file you want to import. Another dialog box will appear. Under Import Location, choose where you want to put the data. Since this sheet is new and still empty, I will select Replace Current Sheet. Under Splatter Type, you can choose the delimiter based on your file. Since it's a CSV, comma separated values, I will choose comma, or I can simply leave it on detect automatically. At the bottom, if your file contains numbers, dates, or formulas, you can check that option. Finally, click Import Data. And there you go. The data has been successfully imported into Google Sheets. Now, as you can see, the data is displayed in a very readable format. All the column names are placed in column A, and the values stretch out horizontally. This layout can be difficult to read, especially when working with large datasets. So let's fix that by transposing the table, turning it from wide to long. There are two ways to transpose data in Google Sheets. I will demonstrate both methods and explain the pros and cons for each. The first method is by using the transpose function, which is the easiest and most recommended way. Here's how to do it. First, choose cell where you want the transpose table to appear. In this example, I will transpose the table from cell A1 to U12 in sheet 1 and paste the result into sheet 2 starting at cell A1. Of course, you could place the result in sheet 1 as well, for example in cell X1, but I'm using sheet 2 so we can compare the results later. Now, type this formula equals transpose. As you start typing, Google Sheets will prompt you to enter a range. Go back to sheet 1 and select the range A1 to U12. And then return to sheet 2. Don't forget the closing round bracket. And press enter. Now I got the transpose version of the original table. Let's compare all the column names that were in column A now in the first row. Looks much better, right? The advantage of this method is that it's fast, simple, and the result is dynamic. By dynamic, I mean that if you update the original data in sheet 1, let's say the price at cell B9, the corresponding value in sheet 2, that is at cell I2, will automatically update as well. But that's also the downside. You can directly edit the transpose result or you will get an error. For example, if I change the value in sheet 2 at cell I3, then the sheet will crash. So if you want to update any value, you will need to change it in the original table. Now let's move on to the second method using the paste special feature. I will go back to the original table in sheet 1. First, I will select all the cells from A1 to U12. Then copy the selection either by right-clicking and choosing copy or using the shortcut Ctrl+C. Next, I will create a new worksheet. Let's call it sheet 3 and switch over to it. I want to paste the transpose data starting at cell A1. So I right-click on A1, go to paste special and choose transpose. And there you go, the transpose table appears. The advantage of this method is that it creates a separate static copy of the data so you can edit it freely without affecting the original table. For example, if I change the price value in cell IU3, the original data in sheet 1 stays the same. But the downside is, if the original data changes later, this transpose version won't update automatically. You have to repeat the transpose process again. So, to summarize, use the transpose function if you want a dynamic result that always reflects the original data. Use space special, then transpose if you want a spared, editable copy of the data. Now, I'm going to format the table to make it cleaner and easier to read. First, I will select columns A through L, so that all the rows in those columns are highlighted. Then, in the toolbar, I will click the Borders button. Here, I can choose which border styles to apply. I'm going to add vertical borders, right border, and left border. I can also set the border color and style. I will pick a light gray color and leave the styles as default. Next, let's add some alternating row colors to make the table look nicer. Go to the Format menu and then click Alternating Colors. This will open a panel on the right side of the screen. There are many styling options here, but I will just pick one of the preset color themes. Once you are done, you can close the panel. As you can see, I now have alternating colors, but the header row is still just plain text. So let's fix that. I will select the first row, click bold in toolbar, and set the text alignment to center. If the grid lines outside the table looks distracting, we can hide them. Just go to the View menu, hover over Show, and uncheck grid lines. Now the background looks much cleaner. Lastly, I'm going to format the price column so that the values are displayed as proper currency. I will select the price and total sales column. Then go to the Format menu, hover over number, and I see several formatting options. Since I want to format the numbers as currency, I can choose the currency option. If you want to use US dollar, you can just select it directly. But if you will prefer a different currency, for example euros, click custom currency. In the search bar, type euro and choose from the available euro formatting styles. I like the first one, so I will go with that. Then click apply. I can also customize date formats here in column B by selecting it. Then go to the Format menu, choose number, and now I can pick the appropriate date format. But in this video, I'm only focusing on formatting currency columns. Now, if I look closer, there's something I should fix. Notice that the city column contains country names, not cities. So it's better to rename the column to country. This makes the data clearer and more accurate. That's it for this video. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching and see you.